I have 9 to 6 job, run a successful YouTube channel, have family life, and I'm also participating in some wellness related activism and initiatives related to autoimmune diseases mainly, where we spend a lot of time in like Zoom calls, talking to people. So sometimes people ask me, how am I able to do these 4 or 5 different things in my life? Like, don't I get too busy? And by the way, I'm not the kind of person who work crazy hours. I still take like 9 hours of sleep. I do my exercise and everything. So I'm gonna share some uh, tips which I have learned based on my own experience in last few years. And if you want to do few multiple things at the same time, maybe these tips can help you. So I will share total 5 tips which I have noted down here in the note. So the first tip is focus hours. We live in a world of distraction. Okay, let me show you a biggest piece of distraction: mobile phone. Huge distraction. So if you learn how to avoid distraction properly, your productivity will go up like crazy. So when I'm working at my job, or let's say when I'm doing my YouTube preparing content, I set focus hours. So let's say this next 3 hours are my focus hours. I will keep my phone away. So if I'm working, my hand cannot reach the phone. Let's say my phone is 10 feet away from me. This is a very practical tip that can help you a lot. Let's say if you're doing studies, or something where you need to focus, just keep that stupid device away from you. It will help you tremendously. People sometimes argue, oh, what if I get an important call? Well, what kind of important call are you going to get? Like, come on, right? If there is an emergency, you will. I don't think 99% of the time there will be such an emergency. So we have lived, like when I grew up as a child, we did not have phone. People were living their life fine, all right? So be master of that phone instead of letting that stupid device become master of you. Sometimes what happens is like this is happening with me even today when I'm coding, and let's say I'm facing an error. Now the mind wants to go to the easy places. The error is such that I have to put a lot of hard work. So the mind is like, oh, go check WhatsApp, go check Facebook on that phone, see what's going on, go check news. That's a huge productivity killer, because even if you check WhatsApp and come back, your problem is still there. You will be even more frustrated. Oh, it's been 2 years, I have not fixed this error. Focus hours, very important. When you are focusing, ask like if you are in a office space, let's put your headphone, or decline some meeting invites. Like in your calendar, just set some focus hour time, that these are my focus hours, don't disturb. Second important tip is not wasting time on useless things. For example, I don't read news every day. I read news every 2 to 3 days. So recently there were farmer protests in India, and there was some in US also. There were like Capitol Hill riots. I was not aware about that event for 2 days. The third day, I think one of my friend told me that this thing is going on. So have days where you don't look at news at all. You can look you can read news maybe every 3 days. That's not gonna hurt, because news, like when you start reading news, you will get curious. You will spend half an hour, 1 hour. Like just tell me honestly, like how much time you spend on reading news every day. I was the same, and then I'm like, oh, if I have to do something in my life, like some good meaningful thing in my life, I need to save my time from news. So it's almost like a news fast. Like when you do religious fast, you don't eat certain things. Have a news fast for, let's say, 4 days in a week. Someone might argue, what if there is an important event, and if I miss out? Well, what kind of important event you're talking about? If there is a flood in your town, you will come to know about it. If there is a riot in your town, you're going to know about it. Your friends, like, if you don't read, don't think like you don't read news and you will miss out an important event that might be life threatening for you or have a huge impact on your life. Like seriously. All right, so news first. That's what I have been following, and it has helped me save a lot of time, which now I can put on my YouTube work. There are two other things where I personally save my time, which is not wasting time on surfing internet, on shopping and deals. Let's say you want to buy something from online. I have seen many people, and again I was same. I would go to this website, that website, try to find a deal, look at the price, look at the review. Huge killer of time. Now what I do is I know some trusted website like Amazon, Newegg here in US. If I want to buy electronics, I'll go to this website, that website. Hardly like one or two websites. Many times I just put order on Amazon. I don't even waste my time searching internet. But overall, I don't read like reviews too much because see, it's you will not even realize you would have spent like 2 hours in figuring out which keyboard you want to buy. Like you want to buy a keyboard and want to waste like 2 hours of your life? Come on. So nowadays I don't waste any time, almost no time on shopping deals. And the third thing is if I need a service. Let's say I need a tax advice. Previously I would go to internet, look at TurboTax, look at all the forums on, here's my situation, what should I do? Nowadays I don't surf internet for that. I have some good tax consultants, so I would just pay them fees and I would get the advice, because that will be the authentic advice. Like the things you read from internet you're not sure, and you again waste a lot of your time. So not wasting time on useless things have saved me so many hours, which I am able to put back on YouTube. My usual schedule is 9 to 6 I am working, and my job is busy. It's not like I get free time, so I'm kind of busy throughout the day. So some days like in the morning I will wake up, spend half an hour, 1 hour on, let's say I'm doing a deep learning tutorial, I want to write some code, so I'll spend some time there. Then most of my YouTube recordings and everything, even this video I'm recording on a weekend, so I utilize my weekends for doing most of my YouTube work. And on weekdays I will be responding to people's comments. I will be spending some time in writing code, let's say early in the morning or in the night. Then the fourth thing which has helped me is constant learning, even at job. So when I'm working at 9 to 6, I will look for seminars. Like if there is a technical seminar going on, I will pay my full attention. I will try to learn things, because on YouTube, if I'm a teacher, like one thing I have learned is in order to become a teacher, you need to be a student first. I'm learning new things every single day. So even at my job, if I'm doing programming, and if I can use some new type of design pattern, let's say new module, I will try to use that, and I will try to follow the best practices. That way I gain some knowledge which I can share on YouTube later. The fifth thing which has helped me is outsourcing task. So previously I used to create thumbnail on my own, post production on my own, but I have outsourced all those tasks to someone else. There are like 2 or 3 people who help me. I will pay them, and my thinking is if I spend 2 hours in post production of this video, rather than that I give that work to someone else, pay that person that money, within 2 hours maybe I can create 2 more videos. So outsourcing task is very important. And another thing is like right now it's me and my wife, and previously if we want to go for grocery we both will go, but now we have kind of divided our tasks, the task division. So if you're living with family members, can you divide those tasks so that you can save? So I'm looking for opportunity to save time, like everywhere in little tasks. My mind is like, how can I save time here, how can I save time here, right? So then my wife takes care of. She's very good corporate life. I'm lucky to have her in my life. She will take care of groceries, like parcel drop off. Like there are some tasks which she doesn't mind doing, and she will take care of those tasks. And on the other hand, I take care of other things. Let's say my mortgage, my bills, like tax. You know, so let's say as a family member, me and my wife have 10 tasks. We can both spend our time in all those 10 tasks, versus I can say, okay, I will do this 5 tasks, you do this other 5 tasks. Okay, and it has to be on mutual consent. And of course my wife wants that, okay, someday I go with her on groceries or shopping, so I will go with her, on some days. But it's not like every weekend I go for groceries and shopping and I waste like 3 hours. Like if you are in US nowadays, in India also, you'll realize like people waste so much of their time on weekends going to shopping mall. They go to shopping mall to buy a t-shirt, and you count your time. By the time you leave the home and come back, you spend already 4 hours. Why don't you order t-shirt online? What a huge waste of time. So, and then when it comes to social time management, sometimes, let's say we have a gathering at my friend's home, and if I try to keep my phone and my laptop with me, so sometimes I will find some video windows where, let's say there is a gathering, we reach there, and rest of the people come after 1 hour, and if I sense that, okay, they are coming after, let's say, half an hour, 1 hour, what I will do is I will spend time learning something, or responding to comments on my YouTube channel. So that way I'm kind of maximizing my time. Now of course you don't want to be extreme. You don't want to be like, okay, everyone is there in the social occasion and you are responding to YouTube comments. I mean, I don't do that as well. Like, don't think like I'm like total nerd. But once people are there, then I will keep my phone away from me. Again, then I'm in that moment, I will spend time with my family, my friends, kids. So overall, doing time management requires some discipline, but it's not a rocket science. Come on, right? Like there are people like, like people like Elon Musk. Like I wonder how come this guy do like so many things. How is he able to do so many things in his life? And one thing I have found is just the time management and focus hour. So when you're focusing on one task, just be in that, almost like a meditation. Just be in that moment. And doing all these tips helps me tremendously. And due to that reason, I'm able to do 2 to 3 things in my life, and I feel like I'm living a very, you know, very satisfactory life. Like I get pleasure in what I'm doing. So I hope uh, this sharing this experience maybe helps you. If you have any comments or question, please post in a comment box below. Thank you.